Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Troy, and this is our first episode of Entertainment Adventures. This is my personal vlog that shows behind-the-scenes footage of what I do for Seattle Entertainment Group. Please consider subscribing and like the video if you decide that you want to see more behind-the-scenes concert planning. Now, before I get too far ahead, a little word of advice. Never buy a Tesla. SEG bought this older S model for me to use for traveling in the region for certain projects, and also to get to and from the airport since Uber is so expensive. And even though it's got less than 100,000 miles on it, there's still been some time-consuming issues. To be honest, my 17-year-old truck with 200,000 miles on it that's sitting behind it has been a lot more reliable. Today is July 2nd. We're at SeaTac International here in Washington State. We're on our way to La Hui. We're going to land in La Hui for an event that we've got in Kauai at Barking Sands Missile Command Center. So recently the U.S. Navy contracted us to book a headliner for their big annual event. They do FreedomFest every year out there. It's a big free concert for 8,000 people. Communities, invited to come and join. And we booked Iam Tongi this year. He's the American Idol winner, the most current season. His story was he was priced out of paradise. So it's really cool for him to go back to perform and likely see some family. As most of you know, he was relocated to Federal Way, which is also where I grew up. Really cool to see that. And I'm excited to be part of this project. It's something that we're really grateful for, and it's definitely an honor to be of service, albeit indirectly. We're helping the Navy out and serving the people that serve us. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, follow, leave a comment, share the video. Now, I'd like to give a little special shout out to Alaska Airlines. The experience I have while flying with Alaska is vastly different than any other airline. And because of that, I'll go out of my way and even pay a little bit more to fly with them if I have to. While most other airlines are generally accommodating, Alaska somehow always finds a way to go above and beyond. Anyway, this was my first time on the island, and I wanted to capture a little footage of the quaint airport I landed at, which unfortunately has terrible chicken sandwiches. The fries were okay, however. What's going on, everyone? We made it to La Hui, however you say that. We're in Hawaii. As you can probably tell by the palm trees, it's about 80 degrees. So we're gonna head to the Missile Command Center, get on base, change into some shorts, eat some lunch, hit the gym, and then catch up on some emails. We had a bunch of things come through on the plane. Really rough landing. I got the car rental, so we're mobile. Currently setting up the stage for FreedomFest tomorrow, July 3rd. We've got Iam Tongi headlining. Couldn't be more honored to be part of this program. When the U.S. Navy called us to book the show, we absolutely said yes and sent over a bunch of options, including Craig Morgan, who just so happened to be unavailable. If the show was at a different time, he might have made it, but we got to deal with the cards we were dealt, so we pivoted. Found out that Iam Tongi was available. And to be honest, couldn't think of a better act for a local event like this. There's going to be 8,000 people on the beach here tomorrow. There's going to be a giant firework display over my shoulder here, and that'll be after the show. Right now, we're on our way to the private beach at the Pacific Missile Range facility. PMRF is the world's largest instrumented multi-dimensional testing and training missile range. It is the only range in the world where submarines, surface ships, aircrafts, and space vehicles can operate and be tracked simultaneously. Ask me in the comments how I got the opportunity to plan a concert in such an exclusive area with such an exclusive client. I'll be happy to tell you. We experienced an equipment shortage because it's such a small island with limited resources. We ended up with just enough gear to pull it off, albeit the stage was a bit older and the video walls could have been a bit better. The U.S. Navy really knows how to execute though, and the team was gracious enough to shuttle me around on their island carts provided by Kauai Carts. I was actually grateful because I forgot my slippers in the closet at home, and walking barefoot was challenging, especially along the half-mile stretch we entered from. Genevieve, my main point of contact with the U.S. Navy, even brought out a radio station to present the show. It was very strategic, and they gave away concert tickets, swag, and more. Overall, the radio station did an exceptional job programming the show. Because this is a family-friendly event, of course they included a rock wall for the kids, as well as various carnival rides and a few dozen street vendors with food, beverage, and amazing crafts that I spent too much money on. Everyone was getting pretty excited once they heard the opener play the first tune. Kauai Kollab was the perfect choice to play while the sun set beautifully.
Danielle Sadler of Kapa'a. Danielle.
Or the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We've got to get on. We've got to get on. We're gonna get it out. You're making him work more. Thank you.
Right. Let's grab our boards and run, 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 run to the neighbor's shore. 'Cause school is round. Let's go now and hell it out the door. Yeah, the wedge is on fire. The day is getting hot. This is my desire. I don't want to hit the spot. Yeah.
One of the perks of being backstage during an event is being able to see things from a unique perspective. When I was on stage before the show, I was looking out at the beach, and I couldn't help but think of how perfect the setting would be for Iam Tongi and the fireworks show. I wanted to capture some footage from inside the pit, but I tried to stay towards the edges so I wasn't too disruptive. Later in the night though, after Kauai Kollab finished and during Iam Tongi's set, I filmed the crowd for a little bit, and they were actually playing into it, seemingly to enjoy their 5 minutes of fame. As you can see here, I'm off to the left, trying to be a good boy. I think one of the highlights of my trip was seeing Iam take the stage to such an excited crowd. That was his tour manager coming down the stairs. If you were wondering, Iam is a total pro. If you're thinking about hiring this act for a private event or a venue, contact us now. This guy is so likable and talented, you won't be disappointed when you book him. I was literally hanging on the edge of the stage here because I wanted to get as close as possible to the action. Again, focusing on the unique perspective for all of you to enjoy. Please remember to subscribe and hit the like button if you want to see more backstage footage like this, and also leave a comment if you have a special shot you want me to capture. Now after Iam's set, Whalen and Morgan Grouper closed the night off with some classic country style music.
With just a product of whiskey and wine. Whiskey and wine. We all know I'm best for them nights, pretty lights. She's always mad.
I decided to check in on audio and the video team. The video tech at front of house was an absolute unit. Not only was he manning the video switcher, he was also controlling several robotic cameras, recording the footage and the audio. Very skilled, to say the least. On the day of show, the audio tech found out that somehow he was stuck working at front of house in the sound booth and managing the band's monitor so they could hear themselves on stage. For those of you who aren't familiar, that's actually quite a task, and even if you're skilled and able to do it, sometimes there's things that happen on stage that are near impossible to resolve if you're stuck at the front of house sound booth, so you have to run back and forth. It's quite the process, and of course there was quite a few of those issues this performance. So I guess what I'm saying is, everyone that helped set up and execute the event, including the fireworks show, which was the biggest on the island, deserves a big thank you. It was so well done and near flawless in execution. By the way, they discharged almost 15,000 pounds of gunpowder during that fireworks show. For reference, an M80 has about 3 grams of gunpowder in it. At the end of the day, I was watching this choreographed fireworks show and watching the fireworks explode in the sky while feeling the warm water splashing at my feet, full of gratitude. How thankful am I to know that clients fly me around the world to help them plan and execute cool events with well-known celebrities. Not only are my expenses paid, my reputation is growing, and there's simply endless opportunity because of it. Before I left, I decided to seize the opportunity to take a dip while on the private beach. I was reflecting without losing sight of what's ahead. After all, an elder once told me that our feet face forward for a reason. It's because over time we have adapted knowing that what's in front of us is more rewarding than what's behind. Thanks for watching and liking this video.